Hi, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, we are playing City Skylines 2, and we are building the city of Springville. It's a city that I have grown to both love and hate. I have said in my previous episodes that I have never reached this high of a number of the population of a city that I have built in City Skylines 2 before. And if you have watched my episodes before, you know that there are some issues in the city. I'm trying not to focus too much on them. I will probably focus a lot on them, although I'm saying I want to not focus on them too much, but right now I'm just spending some time looking at the city, fixing some of the smaller issues of the city and trying to evolve and develop the areas which is already running quite smoothly. As you can see, I have a lot of schools that are full of people or students or pupils getting their education. So I need to place down more schools, I see, because I have already put down the extension wings in most of the schools. So I need to place down more schools just to make sure that enough people are being educated in the city to support the industry and the workplaces when they grow up and start working. And that is kind of an easy thing to fix. I just need to find placements for the different schools and high schools and universities and stuff like that, just to make sure that there is enough educational places for people to get into when they want to educate themselves. So, all in all, the city is running quite good, I would say. There isn't a lot of problems. I tend to focus on the problems that are occurring, and that is kind of because I can't find solutions to the biggest problems of the city, and I keep fixating on those instead of looking at the bright side. You should always look at the bright side of life, shouldn't you? But yeah, so I'm sorry if I keep fixating on the traffic jams situation. It's just that it's really bothering me that the city is running so smoothly in most aspects of the city services and everything, but the traffic keeps not being solvable in my head. And I would say that the city also looks good. I think that the layout I have created in the city is good looking, although it's not picture perfect. And there are wonky, crooked roads with strange lines going, or not lines, but where the roads are just not connecting correctly. But otherwise, I would say that the city is it's a good looking city. I like it. It has a vibe to it that is kind of like a city that has developed through the years into a big city. And that is kind of also what City Skylines 2 is for me. It's starting out with the small city and just letting it evolve into a bigger city and seeing the traces of how the city originally was. So, yeah. But with that said, I think I will have to go into certain parts of the city and just tear down bigger parts of it to make adjustments to the traffic situation just to make sure that we can still evolve the city. And I know that I have a lot of space in the city to evolve in all the directions, but I think also I will have to fix my previous mistakes, or not mistakes, but my previous lack of planning and also maybe lack of thought on how to incorporate the larger volume of people and traffic and cars and everything that is in the city right now. And I have previously done large transformation or moves of different districts in the city. And although it doesn't work out great in the beginning, it always ends up turning out better. But I'm still dreading to go in and do those big changes because I think it's due to my poor road skills that this is not uh, being a great city to drive in. I wouldn't sit in my car and drive comfortably in this city if you look at the traffic. And right now, my most used solution is just to add more roads, but that kind of doesn't solve the problems that I'm trying to handle in the game. It just moves the problem over to another road. Like I tried placing down more entrances to the industrial area and also the harbor area, but that just it didn't solve the problem. It just moved the problem to another place. So that is the I'm not finding the root cause to the problems, I guess. Because if you can see here, I just made another exit of the highway and had it go under the highway and into the industrial area because some of the cars or trucks that were making traffic jams on the other exit and entrance, they were going into the industrial area, but it didn't solve anything. It just moved the traffic jams higher up on the highway. And my thought on that was just to make sure that the highway can be used efficiently by other cars going other places than to the industrial or the harbor area. So it kind of solved that one, but it didn't solve the issue with the industrial area and the harbor area. So I think maybe I will have to just look into changing it all around. I don't want to move the harbor area, but I think I will have to do something about the industrial area that is on the other side of the river or lake, just to move it over to the other place where I have industry. But if you think that I'm not trying to figure out this by myself, I do spend a lot of time just looking at the traffic jams and trying to see where does the car drive or where are they going, where are they coming from, what would be the most logic way to have the traffic flow smoother. And sometimes I think I'm just too impatient to really, after doing a change, to really see that the traffic is normalizing after doing a change before I go ahead and change it all up again. But that is just how I am built. But also the roundabouts, they are my go-to solution for everything. And placing down a roundabout here, it felt like a good idea. And making the roads bigger also feels like a good idea, just so that there are more lanes for the cars to queue in. But yeah, uh, what I was thinking about is that I think that if I try using more of the one way roads, I can control the traffic more. I think I need to, like, when I place down the residential low density buildings, I tend to try to control them down to how big they can build their houses. And I think I need to be that controlling over the traffic, also deciding which way cars should drive. I think that actually is the solution. So I have started also using more of the one way roads just to have more of a control over the traffic flow. Do you think that is the solution here, to just try and use more of the one way roads? If you do, please let me know in the comment section. Or if you have any other suggestion, please do let me know before I start turning the whole city upside down just to solve this problem. Or is turning the city upside down the only solution to this issue? Because I strongly believe that I have found the part of the solution with the one way roads. Because if you see this roundabout, I felt like tearing it down, but I decided to just keep on watching how the cars drive. And then I figured out that if I add a off ramp or on ramp to the highway from the roundabout, that will increase the amount of cars using that one, and the flow seemed to be getting better when I did that. And by the way, sorry for my voice cracking up. I'm sick. Yesterday I spent 8 hours on the couch just sleeping the day away, and then I went to bed and I slept for like 12 hours to in the nighttime. So my body is kind of combating a great cold, I think. I don't know what kind of virus I have attracted, but it's not a good one, I guess. But over to the harbor area, I also like that area. I changed it around. I added some offices to the road down by the harbor, and I placed the industry over that just so that we wouldn't have more cars driving on that road and blocking the traffic by going into the industrial buildings. But it looks kind of great, and I was kind of confused with the industry that I have placed down by the entrance to the harbor area. I thought that never developed, but I also spent some time looking at it, and it turned out to. And I'm sorry for if this is sounding stupid, that I thought that it never developed. I thought that maybe the cars that were supposed to develop that area, they didn't reach the area due to the traffic. But it turns out it's just storage spaces for the different resources that we are gathering in the city. And I think it kind of looks not that good. To be completely honest, I thought it looked awful. And I also think that affected the traffic, because if you have a place where lumber should be stored, cars will have to drive to that place to store it there. So I decided to just remove it entirely and just try and find another place where they can store the different resources we gather. And maybe that will also solve some of the traffic blockage that is in the city right now. Maybe, maybe not. I I hope so. I do really hope that this also will affect the traffic jams into the harbor. So yeah, I removed those from where they were originally placed, and I placed them over by the train depot. I guess it's cars and trucks will still have to go through the industrial area to get to it, but they will not have to drive off and on the roads in the area where the traffic is most jammed. So maybe it will, if I just let it run for a while, maybe this will be better. Maybe. But I do feel like my road building skills has improved during this build of Springville, because if you can see, I have some crooked, wonky, not pretty roads running in my city. But when I do build new roads now, I tend to not have the same crookedness as I used to have. So that's an improvement, I would say, from where we started, and when I struggled to make the on and off ramps from the highway in the beginning. Uh, I have kept those. I have been wanting to change them, but I will keep them just as a memory of my increased skill in road building. And yeah, the medical clinic, that one struggles to have enough pharmaceutical stuff delivered to it or available. So my thought was maybe it's due to cars not reaching it, being stuck in the traffic jam fixation. I thought that, so I just tried to move it to another place to see if that will solve it. But I guess it's due to the fact that I'm not producing enough in the city for the city to supply the clinic with enough stuff. And also removing the or moving the fire station, it gave me some space to place down my beloved combined residential and commercial buildings in this area also. And I do demolish the buildings that are abandoned, and sometimes I demolish the wrong building, and that is kind of disappointing because that makes me end up removing more buildings, and that is not fun. And I also thought that we had another place where the cars were just traffic jamming. Traffic jamming, that is a new thing, but yeah, I thought we had another traffic jam, but it turns out it was just an accident. Nothing more than a traffic accident in on the bridge. That is great. Yeah, but at least it's good that we didn't have any more traffic jams building up, because I feel like in this episode I have cleared off some of the traffic jams that were in the city before I started playing. And with that said, I'll end this episode here now. I would like to say thank you for watching. Please do hit that like button and do subscribe to my channel, and also leave a comment in the comment section. I hope you are having a good day, and I'll see you again soon.